It's me, Handsome, and we back with another episode of Verse for Verse. I'm here with my bros. We got over here
Big Seth, the General, a.k.a. BG Thunder 77 on all social.
We got over here.
Yo, it's your boy John, one half of your boy Moody Bros, aka your favorite R&B DJ. That's your boy.
And over there,
J.O. of the High. Shout out Tapping Radio.
Gang, 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 gang.
We here, gang.
So look, man, on this episode, we're going to get into some R&B by one of my favorite R&B artists of all time, I will tell you.
He's my GOAT.
I want to be clear. This is my man,
guy.
Trey Songz, a.k.a. Trigger.
That's my guy.
You know what I'm saying? And with the song we're doing that we're going to talk about is this first verse. We're going to talk about the whole song because the second verse is really short. But the first verse by Trey Songz on the song
Magical.
Cheat on You.
Heavy stuff.
A lot of
right
people aren't
They don't-
as familiar.
They don't know the song.
with this
Well, they will
They don't
be
know the
after
song.
I'm done.
era
They don't know.
They will
of
be.
Tremaine.
They don't know.
It's great singing going on this song, but let's get into these lyrics. I want to talk about the intro. He's talking to ladies. Hey, ladies, I know you gotta feel me on this.
You got him.
Damn.
You see, there's something that's been worrying me, and I need to get it off my chest. See, when
That's
you
a verse
got
in
you a
itself.
good man at home, don't you do him wrong.
Talk about it,
Because
Tremaine.
I'm going to tell you what he's thinking.
Well,
Oh.
That was a verse.
Right, that's the
That was
intro.
a verse.
That's the intro. Now let's
Sing
get into the
a
verse.
extra
Yeah.
It's 8:30. I know my baby kind of worried. I said I'd be there, said I'd make it in a hurry. I ain't even on the way.
Damn.
She's thinking home is so perfect, but I guess it's because her vision's kind of blurry. She don't realize she do me so dirty. She don't recognize the things that she say. So first off, we got to understand this song came out,
2005.
yikes. I was only 16 years old
I
at
was
that
17
time.
years old,
I
bro.
was 16 for most of the year.
So I want to be clear. When this song came out, I was listening like this is fire, but I wasn't in no real committed relationship. But it was something about the way he was singing it and talking about it. He seemed very personal about what's going in his life and his relationship. And as I got older, I knew exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Sometimes women do things and it makes a man want to. How would Kevin Samuels say it? Exercise his options.
Yeah.
Man, rest in peace,
Rest in
man.
peace to
Rest in peace to the Godfather.
man.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yep.
And you know, and it's dope that Trey is he's like he said, he wants to tell you women what's on his mind, what's on men's minds. And not that we're gonna do it, but you make us want to do these things at times when you're acting a certain way. John, tell me how you feel about
So
this
first of all,
verse.
he starts off, and this is before we get into that verse, right? He starts off, I'm gonna let you know what's been worrying me, right? So
There's been
when
communication.
you know, just boom. So
been
what we talking about is
communication.
about communication, right? So what we
Facts.
want to start about, and I'm communicating how I'm feeling,
Yeah.
right? So when he starts his first verse, he says it's 8:30. I know my baby kind of worried.
Facts.
I said I be there, said I make it in. He's already made up in his mind, right, that he's past, right, the talking stage, right. So he can already communicate how we look.
He's
disturbed.
he's tight.
He's disturbed. He's disturbed.
Let's just put it on the table. He's tight right now.
Women have the knack getting us past to the point where we disturb. Like we're worried. We're sitting here like trying to figure out how we move from this way forth. You know what I'm saying? And he's explaining like, you know what? I don't know how to go.
He's not even on his way home because
No.
he doesn't want to be there right now.
Let's put it into
we get
deeper
it. We need our
perspective
space.
too. There's a little deeper perspective too
Let's
that
hear
I
it.
think
Okay.
that relates. That's why when you're like, how is this so relatable? It's not even 8:30. That's like a loaded statement. It's not. I mean, come on
First of
now.
all, the sun's just going down.
It's 8:30
the
p.m.
sun just set.
I'm a young man. I'm chilling, hanging out. The pressures we put on ourselves to appease these relationships sometimes are just a little bit crazy in their self.
So what I got from that is maybe he gets off work at 7:30.
Yeah.
Maybe it takes him an hour to get home.
Maybe he got off
and
at
he
8 o'clock.
said he was gonna be there at 8:30.
Well,
But he only said this because
I just want to tell you a time. I want to give you some comfort.
yeah,
I want to ease your worry.
right. But he's not even on the way.
but that doesn't
Maybe he
necessarily
gets
mean that he's
off
doing something
and
wrong.
he's sitting in the parking lot
right.
of the
You know what I'm
job,
saying? Like, that doesn't mean he's doing
having
something
a
wrong.
back
Hold
and
on,
forth
what's up, Seth?
with Trevor from accounting. Maybe him and Trevor shooting the shit, having the beer, and they're not thinking about going home after a long day. You know what I'm saying? At the yard, they're just, you know what I'm saying? And then it's 8:30. I'm not on the way, babe. I'm coming home, but I'm just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting my thoughts together. You know?
And I think he's speaking to the mindset that a man has to put himself into, because we are expected to be the ones to bend, to give, to compromise, like whatever's going on. Because he already said, you know, that he's been feeling a kind of way, so she know he's feeling a kind of way. But all right, I just gotta go home and, you know, whatever it is that I'm expected to do, it don't even matter. So
Gotta
I
go
just
do
gotta
what men
go
do.
there and do. Yep, I gotta go be there and do whatever I gotta do.
And that
And
says
then
to
when
his
they 30.
next line, she's thinking home is so perfect. I guess it's because her vision's kind of blurry. She don't realize she do me so dirty.
Yes, you do.
She don't recognize the things that she say.
They don't listen.
Things you say can drive a man so crazy, make him want to leave your ass. Got one foot outside the door. I can't take no more. Sometimes I want to walk away and find another lady, because it's so hard to please your... Oh, man.
That's heavy, man.
That's
And
first.
you gotta think about how old Trey was when we spoke about like.
Well, Trey's a few years older than
no,
us.
what I'm saying is at the time.
What's the name wrote this, man? Troy Taylor wrote this. Him and
Okay.
Jonte Austin, they wrote this
Okay.
song.
All right, but
I'm just saying, that's neither here nor there. I'm sure he had his input.
Let me tell you something. The way he sang it is that he related to it. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
there was-
listen,
No,
we're
wait,
talking about the verse.
Right,
Like,
okay.
that's it. You don't gotta, you know what I mean?
So
We
I'm
could-
talking about like so if you want to go back to 05, right? And then you relate to it now, a woman saying or making you feel that you want to leave everything that you established.
And
It's
that's
heavy.
That's what I was majorly highlighting.
Man.
Is like the relativity to
You understand
like
what I'm saying?
this is relative to a vast, pool of men.
Yes.
From young men to old.
Yeah.
The narrative is somewhat the same. You know what I'm saying?
And then think about how disturbing it must be to whoever would pen this song to Trey to sing it like this, because the majority of male music for females is "Baby, I love you, baby, I need you, baby, I want you,
Right.
baby,
Very
please,
easy.
baby, bend it, all this."
That was a big part of this
So to
record, I
sing
think,
this
for me
song,
too.
You got to be like,
During
look,
that
man,
time,
It was
especially.
honest. It
listen
was
to
so
what I'm
honest.
trying
It
to
was
say.
and like and let's be real. Like he said it in, he still said it in a nice
You said it
way.
in the nicest way possible.
The
Yeah.
nicest
Yeah.
way
He
didn't throw
possible.
no-
He still made himself
expletives
the guilty
around.
person.
Come
He still
on,
said
man.
it was
He didn't
basically
throw
his
no
fault.
expletives. He didn't. Yeah, he.
Let me ask y'all this though. How many women would listen to something like this or somebody saying this to them and change?
That's woo.
How many? Because he's really he's presenting it in such a formal way
I'm about to say,
to give you an opportunity to change what you're doing.
That's not even a real question,
You
bro.
understand what I'm saying?
Women don't change?
But
What if they don't change? They gonna be themselves.
but how they expect us to do everything they
That ain't
expect
gonna
us to
change.
do.
we gotta be men and do what we gotta do.
No,
And if you
they
don't,
want
then
us to
you
do what
can't
they want
handle
them to
them.
do.
You can't handle a real
That's it.
woman.
You gotta be able to
or
handle a real woman. You gotta be a real man and handle a real woman.
Right.
That's it.
how it
There's
goes.
no
That's it.
it's
It goes
no-
all the way.
Ain't
no
no
ways
other way,
about it.
right?
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Oh my
So
God.
obviously
Trey,
the hook, things you do make me wanna cheat on you.
Make you wanna.
I wanna like bleep out cheat on you when we sing it.
No, I don't.
All I go through
No.
make me wanna cheat on you.
And remember, black men don't cheat.
That's what I'm
Please.
saying. That's why I want to bleep it out. I feel like it's a curse word.
Yeah.
When you act a fool, I just want to
wanna
cheat on you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it
I
ain't
know
cool,
It's not cool.
but I'm gonna.
But I'm gonna
He
cheat on
said
you.
gonna.
I can't say I'm gonna.
The whole thing
but
was
I'm thinking about it.
you make me wanna, but then he had to end with I'm gonna. He's foul, bro.
No, he was contemplating it.
No,
He
but
made
he's
his
foul.
decision.
wait.
He made
At
his
that point, I
decision,
feel
The whole
like
song he's
wait,
saying
wait.
make me want to
But
make
I
it.
feel like at that point he's
And I know it
he
ain't cool.
reached his breaking point.
The man has.
You know what I'm saying?
He's
We're
3 verses
human.
in.
We're human.
He's 3
We're
verses
human.
in.
He reached his breaking point to the point that's like, all right, I'm gonna.
He's
Like,
three
this
I was
is
about to
what-
say,
man.
just because he say I'm gonna,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
some
not
parts
necessarily-
I'm gonna go upside. That don't mean.
That don't mean
he
necessarily.
actually-
Right, he was in it.
That's
you
why
know,
he was
just
feeling-
made
He was
the
in it.
decision he's going
Yo,
to.
you
That
don't
don't
stop
mean
him
he's
to cheat
gonna.
on you.
He
He's
was
at
in
that
it.
point.
He was in
I get
it.
it. I get it.
See, so the second verse is dope for me because
That's my
I'm gonna
verse.
show you, right? Because
That's
you
my
know
verse.
I know this right here, right?
Talk
You
about it.
ain't worthy. You see my love, you don't deserve it. Can you take it?
You can
dish it. You can serve
That's
it.
women, period.
But when the tables turn on you, I'm wrong.
Bars.
That's bars.
Bars.
Wow.
Bro.
Wow.
Bro, we're men in here.
Wow.
You didn't even have to sing that.
That's what I'm saying.
saying that.
We're
Say
men,
that.
bro. We're
You know what I'm
men.
saying?
You
bro.
could have just wrote that down.
We are men.
Yeah.
Facts.
Women,
Yeah.
they'll say the darndest things to you. They'll try to cut you deep.
Yeah, deep.
Yep.
Ooh, they'll cut
Your
you
mama
deep.
was down at the. Hey.
They say whatever they need to say.
Whatever.
bro. Whatever.
We
man.
We are not allowed to match their energy. If we do, it's over.
But since we are a panel of men, I want to speak to the fact that we are the stronger sex, and we are, you know what I'm saying? So if things are going the way they're supposed to go, they should be the more emotional ones that are saying all this crazy stuff and
Wild
doing all this
out
crazy
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And we should realize that if society wasn't trying to make it seem like when they saying crazy stuff that it's not crazy, as long as we understand that when they bugging out, they bugging,
Right.
and we are the men, and we holding it.
We gotta
and
stay
we're not
solid.
gonna
Bug
say,
out as
we're
well.
not gonna say my mother. Well, your mother's like, you know what I'm saying? Like we ain't getting into that. You know,
Can't be
let it
doing
ride.
that.
And but times
They
are
say the
changing.
darndest things.
Some
Yeah.
of the most
He said,
astonishing
he said, my
things.
love, you don't deserve it.
Hey,
Like it's just the can you take it? You
can
can
dish
dish
it,
it, you
you
can
can
serve
serve it.
it.
But that's
They
like-
can't take it.
I really feel
They cannot take
at
it.
all.
I
But
really-
they can dish and serve so much.
And back
They
to
won't
back
take
to
it.
That's 'cause they
back
belong
to
in the
back to
kitchen.
Kevin Samuels, right?
stone throwing glass house livers.
Back to Kevin Samuels was saying that women demand X, Y, and Z from a guy, right? They want a high value man, blah blah blah. They want us to do X, Y, and Z. But when we decide to speak up, right, we're the bad guy. We're the wrong level and doing X, Y, and Z, saying that you guys are wilding.
He
You
follows
understand
that
what I'm saying?
up with every man deserves
I'm
happiness.
going there.
Oh yeah, he gonna
When
get
every
there.
man deserves happiness,
And you're the reason.
and you're the reason that
it's
it
happening.
happened.
Yeah.
I tried to look past it.
oh,
But
but
it's it's the things you do.
So what he
Oh.
was doing at that point was he was saying, nah, you know, I got to do this better. He was trying to look past. He's trying to say, nah, she's just growing. You know, she's never experienced a guy like me before maybe, so she doesn't know what to do. But when I come to terms with things, when I really, you know, get to the bottom of this, you ain't ish.
Yep. And
And that's why he's at the point now to where he's going to cheat on you to bring her back.
He's not gonna cheat on her. What he's going to do is exercise his
Exercise
options.
his options.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
because
what he's
as
gonna
we know,
do.
you know, if
But
I've got a
look-
girlfriend,
look-
that means I've got so many more options.
look at what he was asking for. Look at what he was saying that a man just deserves happy. He didn't say every man deserves 10 women and a
Nah, he
35
didn't say that.
cars.
He didn't say.
Happiness.
He didn't say we deserve neck
just
10
want to
times a
bear-
day.
Happiness.
We just wanna be happy.
Happiness. Are we talking about
That
peace?
would be happiness.
Would
Lil.
be happiness.
Are we talking about peace? Are we talking about happiness? Are we? You know what I mean? Like it's all tied in the same.
I think that's all tied
he
into
said this.
one.
I just
No,
wanna- I just
it's
wanna
all
be
tied in the
happy.
same. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
we
all.
don't need you doing that to us. You know,
all we
you know, what I
ask
mean?
for.
Especially when we doing what we supposed to do. That's the thing, right? So we doing what we supposed to do to you, for us. Then you're gonna turn your back and make me feel this way? Nah.
How she making
Speak
you feel,
on it.
John?
She make me
Speak
feel like I
on
want
it.
to cheat on her.
He says it.
That's what he's.
you
That's
do.
what I'm saying.
That was a bomb.
Dr. Bomb.
That's what he's saying, though.
That
But,
is what he's saying.
I'm not saying like it's gonna actually happen though.
But
See,
that's how
that's-
he got
see,
you
don't-
feeling like
That's
that,
how you
though.
feeling. That's
and
it.
a lot
In
of
your
men
gut,
and a
you
lot
feel
of
it.
men out there in the world, like I'm looking into you, right? You're gonna feel that way. You understand what I'm saying? You're gonna feel that way, right? Because women can do that to us.
How do you think? And I think maybe you asked us earlier, but we didn't necessarily like dive into it. how do you think whatever woman he was singing this to, how do you think she received this verse? Like, because this verse isn't necessarily for us.
Listen, so she was already going, bro, at this time.
No, wait.
She was going.
So back then, it depends, right?
She was going.
So
by
that
this
was
time.
damn near 17 years, 18 years ago.
I think it's still. I don't think the time frame really matters. I think
it does though. It does, because the time this era, right? Women think differently than then.
You think so?
I know so.
I think back then was the beginning stages of what's happening right now.
But they still thought differently.
I think the spawn of what's going on right now.
I don't think they thought differently.
I don't.
I think
I'm a little older than y'all.
Look. I think still I see no changes. That's what I think.
That's what you think?
That's what I think, bro.
Still you see no
Heard you.
changes?
That's what I think.
I don't think.
You don't think so?
Nah, I think that stuff is just, it's more on the forefront because social media
Under the
and all of
microscope.
that, it's so out there that you see, like they actually they're coming on TikTok and all of this, and they like, and I needed, my man got to be 18 feet tall with 35 cars and 18 million. Like they,
When we
that's
think
what
about
they
it,
on.
they've been saying that in rap.
That's what I'm
records.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what
rappers,
they on.
they've been saying that, but it
But
just
it
wasn't
hasn't
that
been
that.
highlighted
platform
like
wasn't
that.
available for them to say.
They've been talking like that. You
establish
go back
you
to
know?
all the verses on some of them days. Duke.
So wait, watch this. So since they was able to say that from then, why can't we
Can't
express
happen
this?
again. We gotta be real.
I'm gonna make a new song this year called "Exercising Options." That's all I'm gonna do. You know what
So
I mean?
is it a double? Is it exercise and options and then exercising options?
Double entendres, baby.
Exercises.
I'm gonna put you on this
important.
record, Seth. It's lit.
Hey, I'm out there.
Listen, man. I don't know. Do y'all have any more to say?
Wait, so first
All I
of all,
want to say is
to me-
I think Johnson Austin and whoever else penned that song. It's meant a lot to me over the years.
Thank you, guys.
It's calmed
Yeah,
me on
facts.
certain nights.
Yeah.
It's definitely put things in a different perspective to me.
Facts.
I was unfortunate enough to grow up with Tremaine, with Trey. You
That
know what I'm
wasn't
saying? A lot of his
unfortunate.
music
That wasn't unfortunate.
was I said fortunate.
Oh, fortunate. Okay,
Very
my bad.
fortunate.
Okay.
So I appreciate that song because even before, like you said, I fully understood because I was in puppy love at that time, but it wasn't.
We all was.
It wasn't as deep as it
We all
had
was.
gotten, and that song rang true later on down the line after I first heard it, and then it continued to ring true.
It re-rang.
It re-rang.
Redialed.
Yeah, it called back up again.
Yeah, I felt
So,
I felt they taught the lesson early.
It's a just like another song. We didn't talk about it today, but
I know what you're talking about too.
What song is this?
another Tremaine song.
Which one?
That's what it's made for. The song about Store Run.
Okay.
Store Run is another song that
man.
continues to maybe not so much for but
I think that the fact that these songs are so like rare and unique when
Facts.
a man
Yeah.
is being honest about feeling a negative way toward a woman shows that the scales are not balanced, because if you listen to the average woman song these days, it's about taking money from a man.
You have to take a man's money.
He ain't did that, he bliss and that, and if you ain't, you whack.
especially if you're an attractive woman, you have to take a man's money.
Yeah, I
saying,
mean,
but-
listen.
I'm tired of
Music
hitting to the
don't
left.
lie.
On verse for verse, I'm here to tell y'all some of the most dopest, amazing verses that I've ever heard
Yeah.
in
Important.
my life.
Very important.
You know what I mean? Verses people might have put me on, you know what I'm saying? But that's what we're here to talk about. And I think this Trey Songz Cheat on You verse is legendary.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never heard anything like it, honestly.
Is there another
needed.
record like
I
that?
You know what I'm saying?
So first of all, you know
Is there
what I'm
another
saying?
record like
At
that?
the end of the song, he still has another verse.
He does? Let me see.
Yeah, he's talking. So
Oh, as
so,
a- as a-
so,
yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
So
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
a-
continuing to
he's really getting.
so many things
for
you, girl.
You know what I'm saying?
Still would act the fool.
You understand what I'm saying? He's still trying to get his
And I
emotions
know it ain't
out.
cool. He continues to tell you that it's
It's
not
not
cool.
cool.
You understand what I'm saying? Like he's
trying.
venting to
He's
you.
saying, I'm trying to
He's
do
still,
the right
I'm
thing.
trying.
So, ladies, we want you to know we know it's not cool.
not
But
cool.
if you keep on acting the way you're acting when all we want is happiness,
Keep
we
pressing
do
that button.
sometimes feel
Keep pressing the button. I'm
the
going to
need to
Pornhub.
exercise options. Not saying we're going to.
I'm going to Pornhub.
This
Definitely
is
becomes
verse
a
for
thought,
verse.
for sure.
This was Trey
Verse for
Songz
verse.
Cheat on You. I'm here with
Big Seth the General.
Your boy John, half of the Moody Bros.
J.O. from the High specifically.
and y'all have a good night. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe,
And all
insight,
that
forward,
man.
leave some
Comment.
comments. Tell us some
Tell a
videos, some
friend, tell
verses
a
you want us
friend.
to get on.
Yes, sir.
We got you. Peace.
These biting my style, I hope they got dental plans. So get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Get that.